What's going on, everybody? It's Sean here, and I'm here today to give you guys a review of the Nike Zoom KD3 in this Easy Money colorway. This is a brand new colorway of the Nike KD3, which is the third signature sneaker for Kevin Durant, which originally released back in 2011. So I believe back then they retailed for somewhere around $90 USD, making this a budget basketball sneaker. But fast forward to 2023, this pair retailed for an increased price of $130 US or $170 here in Canada. The official colorway for this shoe is Light Silver, Steam, Blue Jay, and Mineral Spruce. And these released in late August, and they were available at a lot of major boutiques, especially here in Canada, such as The Closet Inc. The Closet Inc. is my go-to shop for Nike retros and Jordan releases, and they're independently owned and operated, located right here in Southern Ontario in Canada. So for all my Canadian viewers out there, I'll link their social media, their website, all that good stuff down below. So check them out, support the independent shops, and be sure to tell them that I sent you. So back to the shoes. Again, this is a brand new colorway of the KD3, but unlike retro versions of Nike Kobe sneakers, this isn't being labeled as a Pro-Tro. So apparently these are supposed to be true to the OG form, but correct me if I'm wrong at any point in this review. I've actually never owned a pair of the KD3. I skipped his first few silhouettes, and I think I hopped on around the KD6. And before I go on any further with this review, I want to let you guys know this review is strictly from a casual use standpoint. So while I'm still debating whether or not I actually want to wear these on the basketball court, as of right now, this review is strictly coming from the mindset that I'm wearing these for lifestyle use. So if you're looking for an actual in-depth performance review, I'm sure there's a ton of other channels on YouTube that will have you covered. So diving into the details of this shoe, on the toe box you can see the majority of the upper. This is covered in this gray colored leather, which has this nice tumbled look to it. In the middle, we have this cluster of perforations, which is done in two different sizes, and then covering the lateral side of the toe box, we have these synthetic overlays, which is done in this gunmetal color with hits of copper, inspired by the look of US currency. And here you can see the fly wire, which extends from the base of the shoe going towards the top, giving you that lightweight support and structure. Moving downwards, we have another overlay of that gray colored leather, and then next to this, we have this mesh panel, and then glued on top of this, we have this TPU swoosh, which is done in this Blue Jay color and has the number 100 repeating throughout, once again as another nod to money. When you compare this to the medial side, so here instead of that fused layer, all we have is mesh instead, but cutting across the midfoot, we have another overlay of leather giving you added support, and then we have a smaller swoosh also done in blue towards the back of the sneaker. Wrapping around the heel of the shoe, we have more of that tumbled leather, and in the middle we have KD35 branding, and these are inspired by the buttons of a video game controller, and this color copper reminds me personally of the look of pennies. And then on the top of the heel, we have this padded layer covered in this gray colored nylon. Turning our attention back to the front, so for the laces, these only come with one lace option, and they're a flat style lace done in a mix of this off-white color with hits of this reflective silver 3M intertwined throughout. On the base of the laces right in the middle, we have KD's signature, and then underneath this, the tongue is primarily covered in this mesh layer. However, the top of the tongue is covered in this layer of tumbled leather, and then we have KD's logo pressed onto the top, and this to me reminds me of almost like a bank stamp. And then on the back of the tongue, this was a really nice Easter egg. We have this box which says sign here, and we have KD's signature in copper, almost like he's signing off on a check. So the back of the tongue and the interior of the shoe, this is covered in this dark greenish gray colored nylon, which has a silky smooth feel to the touch. And then as far as the insoles go, so these come with your typical foam lined insole. It features custom graphics on the top with KD's face, KD's logo, obviously inspired by money. And then underneath this, so the upper of the KD3, this sits atop this foam midsole, which I'm not exactly sure whether this is just standard EVA, but on foot it doesn't really feel anything too special. Either way though, encased within the forefoot of the midsole, we do have a Zoom Air unit, which helps with the responsiveness and the impact protection. And then finally, turning this pair over to the bottom, so the outsole is constructed out of this light green toned rubber. Initially, I thought this outsole would glow in the dark, but unfortunately, I don't think that it actually does. Anyways, we still have this multi-directional traction pattern that runs from heel to toe. Underneath the forefoot, you can see this window, which exposes a bit of that Zoom Air unit underneath. And then we have this KD branding found towards the middle. And then underneath the rubber in the middle, we have this TPU shank plate, which helps with torsional rigidity and midfoot support. So that breaks down the look and the construction of these KD3s. And in terms of sizing, so generally this is a bit of a snug fitting shoe, so it comes down to personal preference on how you like your shoes to fit. So my foot measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side. Without knowing any better, I got these in a size 10 and they fit my foot, but again, they are a little bit snug. So if you're someone that likes more of a roomy, spacious shoe, then I would recommend going up a half size. But if you like more of that snug, exact one-to-one fit, then sticking true to size would be the best bet. Again, for me, I'm just going to be probably wearing these casually. I may decide to wear these on the court, I'm still undecided, but for casual use, where heel slippage doesn't really matter too much, I feel like going up a half size might have been the better bet. But again, it comes down to personal preference on how you like your shoes to fit. Next up, in terms of the comfort, so these feel decent on foot as far as a casual use sneaker goes. So keep in mind, this is meant to be a performance sneaker, but wearing these casually, I'd say that it has some decent bounce back, especially underneath the forefoot. You can feel that Zoom Air a little bit compressing and bouncing back, but the back half of the shoe, it's really nothing too special. You can feel a little bit of compression with this foam, but nothing too soft, nothing too comfortable. So if you like a shoe that's a little bit more on the firmer side, that still gives you some level of responsiveness, then I think this would be a good option. But if you're looking for something that's extremely well cushioned, for example, a LeBron 20, this is definitely not going to feel the same. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship, so to my surprise, the material quality of the shoe was actually pretty good. The leather that they use on this shoe, this was a nice thick cut of leather, and I'm so used to performance basketball shoes utilizing all synthetic materials, so honestly this was a really welcome change. So the material quality was pretty solid, and I thought the build of the shoe was pretty much flawless as well. So I really had no complaints about this shoe, and I was very surprised considering the low price point of this shoe being $130 US. So with all that out of the way now, let's toss these on feet. I'll lace them up and I'll show you guys how these look. This is my very first pair of the Nike Zoom KD3. And I don't know what it was about this colorway. Maybe it kind of reminded me of the Concepts 998 C Note, but this whole money theme of the sneaker, it really spoke to me, and I was a fan of the color combination. The gray leathers used on the shoe almost has a bit of a greenish tint to it, and I think they translated the look of US money really well on the KD3. This will be a fun shoe to wear on or off the court, depending on whether or not you still wear basketball shoes casually, but for those that do, I think this would be a really solid shoe for your rotation. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this KD3 Easy Money? What are your overall thoughts on the design and the colorway? Drop your comments down below and let me know what you guys think. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at sgo8. Check out my X account, formerly known as Twitter, at sean.go, and visit my website as well at seango.ca. So thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and hopefully it helped you in some way, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.